Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn. Okay, I have played on for 10 days, maybe 9 days, something like that. From the end of last episode, I've continued to build up our levee wall around our reservoir here, as you can see. We're doing pretty well. We've got our first little filling pool ready. We need to put in the pump there, obviously. In fact, we can do that now because all of that has been constructed. So, water, deep mechanical fluid pump. That's the one we want, and that is going to sit on there like that. 5,000 science. We have 75,000. Yeah, go on. Okay, so that's going to go in there. That will pump from this little section here and fill that. Our next pump is going on there. Obviously higher than that. They've got a depth of 8, I think. Yeah, maximum depth of 8. So we can bring that up quite some way. It was mentioned in the comments that this is going to take a really long time to fill. Yeah, it is. Absolutely it is. So what I'm going to do is get things started with a couple of fluid dumps. Obviously these are going to take ages to do anything, but we'll stick a few in across there like that, and then we can build up between them, and then when the water reaches this level we can just get rid of them and fill in the spaces between them. That's the plan. Right, and I'll tell you what we can also do. Now that both ends of this bit are shut off, and we're not going to get any trapped beavers along there, we can fill that in like that, and then fill in the gaps between them like so. Yeah, that's what's happening there. Everything else is going okay. We did have a bit of a problem with water. We weren't filling up our storage quite as quickly as I would have liked. So I popped in another couple of water pumps over here in this district. Let's have a look. We have 6 bots at the moment, which isn't ideal. I do have all 3 of our bot assemblers switched on, so hopefully that number will be climbing. It's just we are breaking down as quickly as we're making them, basically, at the moment, which, again, not ideal. But we can deal with that. It's okay. We are still in the positive for the moment. Worst comes to worst, we can throw in another couple of bot part factories and another assembler. That's what will need to be done there. We are running low on housing space. So in this district we currently have 3 available beds. And in this district we currently have 6 available beds. So I have turned off most of our breeding pods, because we don't really need that many beavers. We have 70 unemployed. That'll probably do us for a while. So I've turned these down to hopefully sort of reverse the birth rate a little bit. Just drop that number, get us a few more spare beds. How is everything else going? You are ready to launch. Okay. So we could do that at any point. Yeah, other than that, it's just getting this built, isn't it? I can't think there's a huge amount else we need to do at the moment. In terms of things, we're okay for everything. That's the end of the day. The work bell has rung. Yeah, so the only thing we're really low on, I mean, bot parts, but sure. And treated planks we're not full on, but that's fine. They're being made. So yeah, nothing we really need to do just there. Wellbeing is at 58. That's fine. Yeah, I think this is going to be the last thing we do in this series, is getting this reservoir up and running. And then we'll start a new series with the folk tales. And we'll probably do a hard mode as well, because, I mean, this was a bit easy, honestly. We didn't have any major problems. It was a bit tricky to start with, but once we had a few floodgates in, it was fine. There was no problem. So, yeah, we'll try a hard mode next. For the moment, though, I'm just going to continue building this up. I think we're going to want to come up again here, so that the bots on this side can... Come on, there we go. So they can access this as well. We'll come up 3. So I think that's what we want. We'll want steps in there, so we want a 1, a 2, and a couple of 3s. There we go. And steps in there, there, and there. Path in there. Yeah, that's all good. Right. And then all the way across like that. Right. I'll let them get on with that then. Okay, start of day 15. We've just had the bad tide warning, so we've got 3 days for that. Our deep mechanical fluid pump is in. Obviously, it's switched off at the moment because that water isn't going to go anywhere. It did pump a little bit, that's fine. As you can see, we've got our water dumps here, and they are slowly beginning to fill this. They've already managed to fill the first, well, cover the base at least. So that's not bad going. We are okay for bots. We've got 10 bots unemployed at the moment, so we have 10 spares. 54 unemployed beavers, so our population is dropping again, which is good. I'll switch a couple more of those breeding pods back on in a minute. We only have 10 spare beds, though, so I want to keep an eye on it, because I don't really want to have to build more housing. Yeah, this is the area that we'd have to build more housing in. I can't put anything there because I blocked myself off with statues and busts and things. So we'd have to put some housing in somewhere else, which would mean we'd have to put a bunch of decoration in somewhere else, and I don't really want to have to mess around with that. I've put in another hauler's lodge over here to help with supplying the water to this new water tank, and obviously the water dumps here. I was thinking it might be an idea to come in and clear out this dead wood here and put in some storage for things like planks and logs. In fact, mostly logs, really, because that's all we need for levies. Yeah, not a bad idea. Other than that, the only other thing I'm doing is extending the platforms over here. I want to get in another number cruncher, because we are currently using about as much science as we're producing, and I want to get at least one more control tower in. At least temporarily, I want one over here to cover some of this sort of building area. We might need 2, so another number cruncher would be a good idea. Oops, I completely missed that. Yeah, I'm probably going to put it in here. I think it's a weird shape. Yeah, so it's this cross shape that is basically, what, 4x4, but with the corners missing. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably put it in there, I think. That's probably the best place for it. It doesn't even need a path up to it, I don't think. It doesn't have a door on it, because nobody works in it, so... it doesn't need to be connected to anything else. We can surround it with all sorts of stuff. So maybe... actually fitting it on there... in that sort of space... so the missing corner fits around the corner of there. That'll give us a little space at the back here, which I don't think we'll be able to do anything with. But it will allow us to sort of finagle in a few buildings around it. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it for that. No, it's not. It's not worth it. We'll lose out on maybe 1 space or 2 spaces if we put it up against the power here. So, where are we? Number cruncher, there we are. So putting it there, we'll miss out on 1 space. Putting it there, we'll potentially miss out on a bunch more, so... Yeah, we can probably squeeze something in on the top right corner of that. That should be fine. But yeah, we'll put it in there, I think. That'll boost our science a little more, and we'll be able to get a couple more control towers over here. Okay, how are things going? All right, not bad. Not bad. We can continue along there, and we can continue along here as well, so they can build from both ends. In fact, we should be all right to do that. I want to be a bit careful there because I don't want to shut any beavers in that space, because if I put a levee on top of that one, they'll build that before they build that one, and someone will be trapped in there. I just know it, because that's what they do. Right, I think then I will get that number cruncher in. Yeah, in there. That should be fine. And then I'll get some control towers in over here, and we'll continue building up, and I'll come back at the start of the bad tide. Okay, there we go. The bad tide is only going to be 4 days. All right, yeah, this is going to be nothing. Definitely need to put it on a higher difficulty next time. I've shut off the fluid dumps here. Obviously, we don't want to waste water during this brutal bad tide. In terms of water overall, we're not at full storage, because obviously we are dumping a lot of it over here. I've kept these 2 water pumps on to supply this district. Yeah, we might be all right. I've left these 2 on here to supply this district. We have one over here that is bot powered, that is supplying this district. And I've added a bunch more water pumps down here in the bot district. Yeah, this might well drain if I don't keep my eye on this, because this is only protected by dams down here. So it will only be in at, what, 75%? I think, full anyway. So we wouldn't have had as much water stored in here, but it's a reasonable size, and it's only going to be 4 days, so we'll probably be fine. Over here, our number cruncher is in, so we are increasing our science points again. Not that we need them at this stage, but as I said, I did put in a pair of control towers. So, yeah. We've got decent coverage up here, which isn't too bad. So how are we doing up here? Right, we've got a few more up here on this side to do. One more there to do. And we've finished there. Okay, right. So let's start by... No, I don't want to do that. I want to select the path, please. There we go. We'll bring it back about that far. That should be okay. And then we will start laying in the levees back along this way, like so. Yeah, that should be fine. Hopefully none of them will get trapped in here. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, how are we doing with water? We've got... yeah, a little bit. That might evaporate quite substantially over the 4-day period, but we should be all right. We should still maintain some in there at least. Okay. That's basically where we are. We'll be fine. It's only going to be 4 days. I'll spin on. Oh, I forgot to mention, and should mention now, that it was mentioned to me in the comments that the bots could probably use some charging over here. So, yes, absolutely. I've put in a little strip of chargers down here for them. And they're pretty popular. So yes, thank you for that suggestion. I'm sure I mentioned it earlier, in an earlier episode, offhand, that we might want some chargers up here at some point, and then never did anything about it, but I can't remember where it was, or whether it even made the final edit, as I think I mentioned in the comments. But yes, we do have them in now, so thank you very much for the suggestion/reminder. There we go, the end of the bad tide. As expected, we did absolutely fine. 4 days is nothing, we didn't even blink. This barely evaporated at all. Oh, we can actually turn these back on now. I've already gone round and turned all the water pumps back on and set all the floodgates to the right levels, so that should be fine. We'll wait until obviously the bad water has cleared out of here before we switch these floodgates over. That looks like that's already switched over. Yeah, excellent stuff. So this should all be filling up again now. Good, 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 good. Yeah, we are making progress. I'm doing it bit by bit to prevent any, problems with getting trapped. Yeah, it's making progress. Slow progress, but it is making progress. I can start building up there as well. Yeah, I know he said that we're going to go as high as possible, but I mean, that's going to take forever. We'll see, we'll see. I'll keep going and we'll see how we are by the end of this episode, see how much we've been able to build up. Because, yeah, I think, honestly, a lot of the challenge has... Well, there wasn't much challenge in this series to begin with, but what little challenge there was has pretty much evaporated at this point. And I'm building this just because I can. So I'm already thinking of the next series, which, as I say, is going to be Folktales. We'll put it on hard mode, I think, and we'll see how far we can get with that. How are we doing? Our happiness is currently at 61 now. That's not too bad. We could get a bit of a boost if we set off our repopulator. So yeah, let's do that. Here we go. It is very pleasingly mechanical. I do like it. There we are. Off they go. Off to repopulate the Earth. So that should give us a bit of a boost as well. Other than that, we're absolutely fine. There's nothing really I can add that's going to make a lot of substantial difference, I don't think. We've got a fairly extensive leisure area up here. We've got exercise plazas, 2 of them. We've got a motivatarium, a mud bath, statues and things like that. We've got campfires. We've got rooftop gardens. We've got showers. Yeah, I think they're pretty good for entertainment, really. We might be able to squeeze something in. Thank you, autosave. We might be able to squeeze something in down here, maybe. Maybe have a think about that. See if we can squish a bit more entertainment in down this. I mean, we could always just build out across this water, couldn't we? Just stick a platform in there. I'll have a think about that. In the meantime, we'll carry on with our impressive reservoir. Start of day 5. We are making progress on our levee wall over here. We're nearly at the level where we can bring that across and put in our second deep water pump. Thank you, autosave. I think I'm going to bring it up one more level there, which means that the base of it will want to go across here. And I think the best way of doing that... Where are we? Would be with just a bunch of those. So that's going to be... Yeah, like that. Because then we don't have to worry about supporting it from underneath. Yeah, so that's going to be 2 deep on there. So we'll come up one more level on here. Set our second mechanical water pump on there. I think that's going to give it a depth of 7. Let's have a look. 2, 4, 6. Oh, it's already at 7. So that will give it a depth of 8 then across there. Which is maximum depth, so that's fine. Yeah, that works. That works fine for me. We are, as I say, making progress around the edge here. We're putting in this back wall around our fluid dumps, which are still, filling. We might be almost at half a tile deep there. That's impressive. Yeah. Okay, elsewhere... All right, I've lost myself now. There we are. All of this is in. I've got in 2 more part factories. I've put in some chargers in front, and we do have space to get around the edge to this side. I've started building out this way as well, so we can definitely expand our industrial area over here. We're up to 21 spare bots, which is great. We have 18 spare beds and 45 unemployed beavers. That's fine. Yeah, we're doing all right. In terms of power, we're producing nearly 60,000, and we're only using 15,000. So we're good for more industry should we need it. I'm keeping an eye on our things like gears and metal beams and things like that, just in case having these extra part factories here is going to eat into that, because they do use all of that stuff. They use planks, they use gears, and they use metal blocks, I think. Metal blocks and planks for a chassis, gears, metal blocks and planks for heads, and gears and planks for limbs. Yes, that might start eating into our resources there, but I'll keep an eye on that. And as I say, we have plenty of power. We now have a bit more space. We can definitely add in some more industry along here. Yeah, that's where we are. That's what we're doing. I'll spin on. Day 11, so I've spun on for about 6 days. As you can see, we are still making progress in the distance there with our reservoir. Everything else is going fine. We have plenty of bots, plenty of unemployed. We have a fair few beds still available. Just want to make sure. Yeah. So 5 spare beds over in District 2, 10 over in District 1. So that should be fine for a little while. Our happiness is at 66. We do actually have everything loaded up into the repopulated to fire that off again if we wanted to. So I'm going to. There we go. Off it goes. I had a worrying moment there. I thought it was going to crash, but apparently we're safe. We'll fire that off again, see if we get another big boost to our well-being. You never know. It might push us over the magical 70. But yeah, over here we are on the next level of our scaffold. So this is the point where we'll be able to set up the power, set up the next water pump. Obviously, it's slightly slower around the other side because there's just beavers working on this side. And they obviously are only working 10 hours of the day. So, you know, or 11 hours a day, I think. What are we on? 13 hours of work, yeah. So, it's going to take a little while. Quite a little while. Thank you, autosave. Yeah, it's going to take a little while. But we'll get there. We'll get there slowly. Slowly being the operative term, I think. But in the meantime, I'll spin on probably one more time. And we'll see how far we can get. We'll definitely get the next engine in, I think. The next pump in, rather. Okay, day 18. A drought has started. It's going to be 8 days. That might be a little more difficult to deal with than a 4-day drought, but not much. Over here, I have just taken out these water dumps because they're going to be switched off during the drought anyway. So might as well use the opportunity to fill these spaces in, and then we can replace the water dumps on top of that. We've made some progress, as you can see. We've got our second platform in. We're just putting in the last bit of the power, and then we can put in the next mechanical fluid pump, rather. We're building around the edges. We can actually put some more in down here. I might need to extend the path a little bit for them. Oops, I just put one somewhere I didn't want to. There you are. Oh, we can use that. As you can see, we are more than one tile deep down here now. Yeah. But get rid of that, we don't need it. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah. But they can reach this bit from both sides. So it's just a case of using the bots to get as much done in here as possible. As you can see, I may have been slightly premature with my closing of the floodgates, but I think we're all right. There's only a little bit of flooding, and it's mostly buildings that, you know, are supposed to get wet. Our mangroves are a little bit flooded, but they'll be fine. I haven't actually paused any of our water pumps yet, but I probably should. Okay, that's most of them paused then. I've left one on here and two on here, because this district has been a little bit starved of water because of all the fluid dumping that's been going on. So we'll give them a bit of a chance to sort of keep their water levels steady at least. Hopefully maybe build up a little bit as well. We haven't had any people dying of thirst or anything like that. It's just been a little bit low. So I just want to remedy that if possible. Everything else is fine. I did put in some more farming up here. Obviously, yeah, I should have thought to actually close these floodgates off and save a little bit of water in there to keep that hydrated. And obviously during the bad tide, that's going to be problematic. So, nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I might put in a swimming pool around here somewhere to give a little bit of extra hydration. I don't know if I've actually got space to put a swimming pool in, to be honest. No, not really. Oh, well, never mind. I'm sure it will survive. It's like, these might die. 11 days? No, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Okay. Thank you, autosave. I will continue with this during the drought, and I'll come back at the end of it, and we'll, I guess, see how far we've got. Oh, we can put in our next, where are we? Deep mechanical fluid pump. There we go. You can go in right there. Excellent stuff. There we go. The drought is over. We did absolutely fine. We've still got 5,000 water in stock. Isn't as much as I'd like. This district is doing better, but it's not, you know, great. I will immediately turn these pumps back on and start getting a bit more in. We'll leave the other ones in the other districts for the moment. Over here, we're doing okay. Again, it is taking a little bit of time, but we are making our way around this corner here. And it's just going to be a case of carrying on building up, basically. So what I'll do is I'll spin on one more time, I think. I know I said I was going to spin on one more time before, but I will spin on one more time. I'll try and get as much of this built up as possible. I'll try and get at least another couple of layers built in. And I'm going to do it one at a time, as I've done here with the paths around it. Because that way it will be slightly quicker, I think. That's my plan anyway. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So the water is returning, so our power wheels should start again. We've used a little bit of our power. About a third of our power has been used, basically. That's all right. 8 days, a third of our power. Yeah, happy with that. Okay. There really isn't any other news. We got quite low on this section here, so I turned these off. How are we doing with everything else? We've got 283 treated planks in stock. So I'm going to wait till that builds up a little bit more before we launch our repopulator again. I want to make sure we've got at least enough to immediately refill it once we set it off. So I'll probably come back about then when we're ready to set this off and see how we're doing. That's the end of day 11, so I've played on for a fair amount of time. Everything is going okay. As you can see, we've made a bit more progress on our reservoir here. We're up to putting in the platform for the third of our water pumps. It's already quite big, isn't it? I'm wondering if we shouldn't bother going all the way up, but we'll see. I'll have a think between episodes. For the moment, we'll be carrying on. As you can see, we're Going to be coming up to at least this sort of height. So we've got another sort of at least 3 layers to go on here, and then sort of at least 6 layers to go on the side here. Yeah, it's going okay. We have built up enough spare resources to set our repopulator off again. I've also got some explosives to set off over here. So we'll do our repopulator first. That won't work till the morning, so I'll spin on till the morning. There we go, there's the morning of day 12. So we can set this off now. There we go. So that will give us a bit more of a boost. We're at 67 at the moment. You never know, it might push us up over 70. Oh, 68. Yes, we have some explosives to set up off over here. Let's get rid of those stairs. Because what I want to do is widen this area and put in some more tree planting. So I'll probably... I'll probably bring it all back to this level here and just put in a bunch more. Maybe put in another forester, another couple of lumberjacks. But we will leave the episode there. We are doing okay. I mean, as I say, we'll probably maybe get one more episode because I just want to get that reservoir finished off. And I have an idea for something as well. Whether we'll end up doing it, I don't know. But I think we've sort of wrung all we can out of this map on this difficulty, honestly. So we'll start a new series soon, but we'll come back for at least one more episode of this. So thanks very much for watching. Please do give us a like and a subscribe if you've enjoyed it and you want to see more. Please give us any comments down below. Thank you very much to everybody who does comment. And please join us next time. Till then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And bye-bye.